I'm Jim Bibbidibidome, and welcome to Open Your Third Eye. Today's episode is very special. You might be wondering, Jim, where the hell have you been? Answer, I've been in an internment camp underneath a mountain inside the moon. Can I tell? Easy, I wasn't the only one there. Mark Zuckerberg, the real Zuck, was there. And I gotta say, he's a frickin' nerd. Lord have mercy. But I understand. He was replaced by a lizard person. Everybody knows this. We're gonna get into it. Gabe, roll the intro!
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Alright. So, the moon. It's weird. Shit's weird. Like, it controls the tides. It's a big rock in the sky. How does a big rock control the water? It don't make sense. I don't believe it. And I was there, trapped in there, transported in between the moon, Arizona, New Hampshire, and Alcatawka in the South Hemisphere, also known as Brazil. Alright? Now you might be thinking to yourself, Jim, why did you keep getting moved? Answer, because I kept requesting corn dogs, and they know. They know that I know about the corn dogs. But that's a subject for another time, alright? When I got to the moon, I had lots of time to look and explore. I was gonna do me one of them old school Alcatraz style heists, alright? You know what I did? Easy. I was gonna carve out my way through all the rock. And then I realized the moon is not what you think, everybody. No. It's made of cheese. Now I know what you're thinking. Bibidome. That's stupid. The moon is obviously not made of cheese. And I would be like, normally, you're right. But it is. Oh, is it? It is like a mix of mozzarella and Swiss. At times, it's real soft cheese, and the other times, it's a bit more of a dense cheese, like Gruyere. And ironically enough, not bad on the pizzas they have. That's something else I got a bone to pick. Why am I being treated well as a POW on the moon base, but they're still serving me pizza? Makes me think about the Italians in a different way. We're going to get into that at a different time. Now, you might be thinking, Jim, you covered a lot in a little amount of time. And I know. I'm sorry. After I posted my one Tic Tac video, they sent me straight to Alcatraz. I escaped, crossed that little water. Don't know why they thought it was that hard. A 5-year-old that knows how to swim can do it. Sure, like, sometimes you gotta beat a shark to death with your own bare hands and then use that shark to beat another shark. That way you can have a corpse of a shark to distract all the other sharks, because now that is a much bigger piece of food than wee little old Jim. Now, once you do that, they'll capture you. Because it's not hard to find a soaking wet man covered in shark blood trailing through the upper side of San Francisco. Even though, you guessed it, I would blend right in with all the other crazies. But apparently, me calling out all the fent heads for caught being stupid for doing fentanyl and not murder meat. Apparently I was in the wrong for that. Go figure. Who'da thunk it? Anyways, then they sent me to Arizona. Being from not Montana, my body type is not quite designed for high desert, high heat locations. Can I handle the heat? Sure. Hence my Hawaiian shirt. I've been there. I vacationed. Hawaii is not real, but that's beside the point. Now you might be thinking, then Jim, what was the problem? Answer. Thought of balls, I wanted out. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be a slave to the narwhals. Why would I? That's stupid. Now, solution to the problem was quite simple. Escape. And once I did, gotta say, it's hard to tell your directions when everything's covered in sand and it all looks the same. It's my bad. Got caught, ended up walking right back to the jail. So they moved me to Mount Takahiki in Brazil, or what they call Brazil. It was an underground base in the middle of the tropical, in the Amazonian rainforest. They have all the non, like, modernized tribes that apparently, quote unquote, live in the Amazon. That's not true. They're very modern, but they still are cannibalistic at times. That way they don't have to worry about, people talking. Makes sense, Also, don't eat the lasagna if you end up there. It's not what you think it is. Didn't see a single cow the entire time. Poor Gerald. He was a good man. Anyways, then they sent me to the moon. And I was like, boy, back to the moon? And they're like, this is only temporary. We forgot to fingerprint you. And I was like, ha, motherfucker. I don't have fingerprints. I burned them sons of bitches off back in Nam. Unwillingly. There was a hot stove and I was making hot chocolate. It happens. Sometimes. Don't think about that. Anyways. Now you might be thinking to yourself, now Jim, what does this mean at the end of the day? Well, I'm free. I was able to get out. I lived with some of the native tribes. There's one. Carl, you're doing great out there. Thanks for the boat ride. Smoke signals. Craven Carl picked me up on a little buggy. He said it was a speedboat. It was a rowboat. I don't know what happened, but yeah. Happens. Now, inside the bases, when one inmate tries to escape, they move all inmates. They put bags over our heads, they beat us with sticks, and then they transport us while they're still beating us. That way we don't realize that we're moving. I knew. I'm not stupid. I know when a bus is moving around. Anyways, once I got there, I realized that my cellmate on the other side was the Zuck. Mark D. Zuckerberg. That's right. He was my cellie. And on the other side, Steve Jobs. Yeah, I thought he was dead too. He's not. It's weird. I don't know what to tell you. Why is he still alive? How is he still alive? I don't really know. I'm going to guess some kind of godforsaken narwhal magic. But he was alive. In the process of escaping the moon base, because I did temporarily, but I didn't manage to make it out because, well, the narwhals don't need a spacesuit. I do. So, one thing led to another. I got beat again. But what I found out is on the moon, it's a storage center that the narwhals use. And we're going to dedicate a whole episode to that. And it's going to be a good one. But basically, this is the first video back. Being like, I'm back. I escaped. I'm alive. Proof of life. Huzzah! Now, as you might tell, I've been able to get some production value. And you might be wondering, Jim, how'd you do that? Especially after the narwhal seized all your bank accounts. You're right. Answer. Credit card fraud. Works like a charm. The government doesn't even check when you start putting in random numbers and random sequences. I don't know whose lives I'm ruining, but I have an editor. It's great. So, for the first video back, thank you. Stick tuned, I plan to release more. The narwhals can't keep me silent forever. Jim Bibidome, out.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a Jim Bibidome video. This has been Open Your Third Eye.